They archived my safety report as outdated and let the product ship anyway, convinced no one listens to the technician with grease under his nails. I was 52, a materials tester in a mountain city where winter eats cheap gear for breakfast. I'd spent my life breaking things on purpose so people wouldn't break by accident. Helmets, harnesses, impact foams. My job was to slam, freeze, bend, and record. I wasn't famous, I wasn't fast with words, but I knew when a crack told the truth. The company wasn't new, just newly ambitious. A popular brand with a heritage look decided to rush a line of budget climbing helmets to market before the season hit. Marketing wanted affordability. Retail wanted volume. I wanted time. In the lab, one batch failed cold impact tests at -10. Microfractures bloomed under stress, invisible unless you knew where to look. I flagged it and requested a reformulation. The response came back polished and efficient, heavy with optimism and deadlines. The file was tagged outdated after a supplier change that never touched the foam recipe. Rising tension didn't explode, it compressed. My access to testing slots narrowed, requests for retests were deferred. I was told to focus on documentation cleanup. The lab grew quiet around me, a silence that wasn't neutral. At home, my daughter trained for her first alpine route, saving for gear, trusting the logo she'd grown up around. She asked if the new helmet was safe. I said I was still checking. The turning point arrived not with a memo but with a bruise. A climber posted photos online after a low fall, nothing dramatic. Helmet split like an egg. Comments piled up. The brand replied with sympathy and an offer to replace the helmet. I stared at the fracture line on my screen and recognized it immediately. Same bloom, same cold. I didn't grandstand. I compiled. I pulled archived test footage, timestamps intact, supplier invoices, and the internal tag that marked my report outdated. I added a simple comparison showing no material change after the so-called supplier update. I submitted the package through the company's ethics portal and mirrored it to the national standards body that certified the helmets. Neutral language. No accusations. Just facts that fit together too cleanly to ignore. Resolution moved with a weight I could feel in my chest. The standards body requested samples. Retailers paused orders. The company announced a voluntary recall framed as caution. Internally, access doors opened again. Meetings appeared on my calendar that had been empty for months. The lab hummed back to life, this time with observers. They reformulated. They retested. The helmets passed. Publicly, the company thanked the community for vigilance. Privately, they reassigned product sign-off to require independent lab concurrence. My report was reinstated with a new tag, foundational. At home, my daughter bought her helmet with the updated label. She asked if I was proud. I was tired. Pride came later, when a winter storm rolled in, and I imagined strangers trusting their heads to a shell that wouldn't betray them in the cold. The final punchline landed quietly. They thought speed would save them money, but the only thing faster than truth is the moment it catches up, and when it does, it remembers who tried to slow it down.